Hi there, and welcome to another Popetti Math YouTube video tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to finish up our lesson on graphing systems of equations. And yes, I said finish up, which means if you did not watch the videos on exercises numbers 1 and 2 yet, you should go back and do that now, unless you think you're ready for this right here, because we're going to be graphing this system of equations. And what's different about this one from previous ones is these are not in slope-intercept form. So the first thing we're going to start off by doing is putting both of these equations in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to rewrite 4x plus 2y equals 8 here, and I'm going to rewrite 6y equals 3x plus 9 over here. And I'm going to isolate y for both of these equations. Over here on the left side, I'm going to start off by subtracting 4x to get that 2y by itself. And I'll have negative 4x plus 8. Now I want to divide both sides by 2 to get y by itself. That's my goal. Negative 4x divided by 2 will give me negative 2x. And 8 divided by 2 is going to give me a solution of 4. So our first equation we're going to graph is y equals negative 2x plus 4, but we don't want to graph it yet because this equation will nicely fit on this coordinate axis, but we don't know if we'll have to scale anything according to this equation. So let's find that part out first before we graph anything else. So we're going to divide both sides here by 6, and we're going to be left with y is equal to 3x divided by 6 is going to simplify to 1/2 x. And 9 divided by 6, well, that's going to simplify to 1.5 or 3/2, whichever you prefer. I prefer the decimal in this case, but I always like fractions for my slope. Now I have my two equations, and just as I said before, we want to wait to graph this one in case we want to scale our axes. So whether you want to scale the axes by going up by 0.5s or not, that's up to you. But we definitely want to make sure we're graphing exact points. So I'm going to scale my axes. I'll go up by 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. And that's where I'm going to go up to, right here, where that's going to be 4, which makes this 1, 2, 3. So I'm going up by 0.5 on the y-axis, and I'm only going to have to go up by 1s on the x-axis. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I am ready to graph these two equations. Let's start off with the y equals negative 2x plus 4. So I'm going to go up to 4, and I'm going to put a point at my y-intercept of 4, and my slope is down 2 over 1. So I have to be careful because my scaling has changed. So I'm going to go from 4, and if I'm going down 2, I need to go all the way down to 2, and then over 1. So that's my slope actually, down 2 more over 1. Down 2 more, oops, don't put the point until you went over 1. There we go. Down 2 more over 1, and down 2 more over 1. So these are all the points that fit on my plane. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect those with a nice straight line. And I'm going to give that line 2 arrows to show that this goes on forever in both directions. Now the reason I had to scale was because of this guy over here, where it says y equals 1/2 x plus 1.5. So my y-intercept here is 1.5, which happens to be right here. And a slope of 1/2 means I'm going to go up 1 unit and over 2. So I'm going to go up 1 unit, so that's going to go up to 2.5, and over 2 units, which is 1, 2. And I'm going to go up 1 unit, and I'm going to go over 2. Up 1 unit over 2, and then I'm going to go down 1 unit over 2, down 1 unit over 2, down 1 unit over 2, down 1 unit over 2. So now these are all of my points that do fit on my line right here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to connect those points all together and put arrows on either end of that to show that that line goes on forever in both directions. And again, I forgot to label my equations. So When I label them, I want to make sure that I could either use this equation or this equation. Whichever equation you prefer to use is the equation you can use. I'm going to use this one that I simplified because I know that that one is definitely equivalent. So they're both equivalent, but I'm going to use y equals 1/2 x plus 1.5 here. And over here, I'm going to use my y equals negative 2x plus 4. And now state the solution. So where do these two lines intersect? At this point right here. And that's the point 1, comma 2. Now, here's our solutions point, and this solution is the only solution where these two lines will ever intersect, and you just found it by graphing these two lines and stating that solution. And if this video was helpful in graphing this system of equations, and this time scaling your y-axis in order to do so to find the exact solution, give this video a thumbs up. And you're now ready for the next lesson in our Chapter 4 on systems. Good luck.